You are tuned into the
Heard.
sounds of UrbanX.
So, as we were off, Trump got indicted. New York District Attorney. Remember, we were talking about this. They were thinking about it. They were going to do it.
Yes.
They actually went through it and indicted him. He left Mar-a-Lago today and is on his way to New York to surrender for arraignment.
Okay.
So, as a result of that, everybody's happy. We're gonna finally get a Trump mugshot because he's a criminal, and this is what's important.
First of all, do you know? This is a tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to jail, he has to have Secret Service with him
Really?
outside of his cell.
That's fire.
That's fire.
That's gangster.
So he in the joint. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
tough.
Doing push-ups. You can't even come see him because he got Secret Service with him. That's crazy.
That is fire.
He has Secret Service for life.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I like it.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, we were talking about this, and people are excited about Trump getting that. But what does that say about our country? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're using like actual, taxpayer dollars for political warfare.
This is strictly political warfare.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're telling me he's getting indicted because he got a little bit of boom boom on the side,
Yeah, and then paid off.
shorty, are you serious? So none of the major treason, all of that other insurrection, none of that stuff sticks. And y'all gonna go with he got a little bit of ass and paid shorty off. That's where we going. That's where this country, they want this man so bad. And of course, it is a distraction.
Oh my God, is it?
Of a major proportion.
Is it?
Because you see what's going on in the rest of the country. So please don't get locked in. Now, of course, some people, and I get where they're coming from, this is a victory for them because they have been whitewashed and brainwashed, should I say, to think that all of their problems reside with this dude with the funny haircut.
Somebody who hasn't been in office going on 3 years now, about to be 4 years. Think about that. Like they're talking about this situation, and it was like, yeah, this happened in 2016. I was like, whoa, like that's how far this Stormy Daniels, Russian, what's the word?
Inquisition.
All of that goes back like 2016, and we're still on that because our current administration are so incompetent, and they control the media so well, so perfectly that they could just distract everybody from what's really going on. What's really going on is there are issues right now in the world that is affecting the U.S.
Major financial, oil, money situations.
Like the money system.
This thing is about to flip on itself, and it will not be by accident, young man. Nothing in this country happens by accident. It's going to be a part of a plan to bring about. But the way they're moving the pieces on the board, it has to appear that we've reached this bottom, on our own accord. But once people stop respecting our dollar, which is what they're now doing, we have no leg to stand on in this country, which makes us a so-called superpower or the last great superpower in this country. Now, but see, I like to think a little bit more advanced than that. The elite will not allow their money system to be destroyed. Let's keep it a beam.
I try to like convey that message when I did my live, like somebody just asked me like, yo, what you think? And I'm like, yo, the idea of being quote unquote elite is to be up here.
Yes.
While you're looking down there.
Right.
If we're all here, then like you did all this for nothing. And we have grossly overestimated your abilities to do so.
No, that is a fact.
To do anything in this country. You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact. But at the same time, so they are always 2, 3, 4 steps ahead.
Right.
They have to be.
Right.
So if the money system is collapsing, their money is not going to collapse.
Right.
So when the new money system come in, whether it's the CBDC, you know what I'm saying, which, the central bank digital currency and these other forms, you better believe the very same people who on one hand are looking like this is a collapse, a catastrophe, the biggest money shift in the history of this country has taken place in the last 3 years.
Yes, 100%.
Hands down, 100%.
100%.
How is that humanly possible when we were supposed to be at the brink of destruction with COVID and all this other stuff going on, and now you're trying to tell me that people were able to capitalize, and if you think they're not going to capitalize again, your money will be affected, not their money. So when they start panicking, that's when you should start panicking.
And that's what,
and they're not panicking.
That's always been my rule of thumb, even during COVID. That was always been my rule of thumb. Like, okay, like y'all are still cutting deals. NBA just had a deal.
Bargaining.
Their bargaining agreement
just went through this week.
The NFL free agency, like, so you have to just kind of see, like, okay, the money is still changing hands.
Yes.
How the system goes, that may change, but something like they're calm about it.
Yes.
Why is that?
Yes, because they know what we don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, like I said, as long as they're not panicking, I'm not panicking because I don't have nothing in the bank anyway, nothing of great significance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I keep my money under the damn mattress like everybody else I know. You know what I mean? So, but as long as they're not panicking, the world will continue to go on. So they're trying to get you caught into the knuckle draggers, what they're doing, because that's a lot of energy that influences mainstream media and all of that old kind of stuff. Stay above that frame.
You know what's crazy?
Stay above that.
I find myself in a weird way. Don't judge me. In a weird way. I'm going to say it. I found myself in a weird way, kind of in my head, defending the U.S. Like, come on, we got to be smarter than that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, as the whole BRICS stuff is happening, I'm like, come on, like, our reptilians got to be 15 moves ahead. You know what I mean? We can't...
Right. Where's our reptilian leadership?
Yeah, like, what's up? What y'all doing? Y'all sleep at the wheel. Like, I find myself saying that in my head. Because, again, the whole BRICS thing, that is a big move.
Yes.
Right? Like, y'all are literally looking the so-called bully in the face and going, look, now we got numbers. What y'all going to do?
Right.
Right? So, even though U.S. consumerism is huge, so these countries that are the producers, China, India, when it comes to tech and other things like that, who y'all gonna sell to? Each other?
Yeah.
But y'all have common issues. But y'all society is not built to kind of put y'all over the top when it comes to our capitalistic society and how we just value money and how things are just. Dude, trade.
You're cracking the code in real time. That's how I know it's all bullshit.
Right, okay.
That's how I know it's all bullshit.
Yes.
We spend too much money in this country.
Right.
We provide too much of what they need so that they can sustain life. The left hand needs the right hand.
Right.
The knee bone connect to the thigh bone connect to
exactly.
It's all connected.
Exactly.
So when you understand that, then you understand that we're watching theater. And if our reptilians, who we've made these agreements with since Eisenhower and a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? If that's the plan, then they want that to happen to give off the illusion that there is a shift in power. There's never a shift in power in this country. The Rothschilds, and there's one family that's above the Rothschilds that a lot of people don't know about. I just learned about them on TikTok not too long ago.
You know what? I have a confession before you get to that point. I have a confession. I tease my pops on how he, goes on his TikTok rabbit holes. I do the same thing with YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
My name is Malcolm Bowser, and I have a problem.
I like it.
I'm not gonna lie.
But get you some help.
Yeah.
But anyway, you think they are worried about monetary shifts?
Right.
No, this is a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in awareness if you can read the tea leaves. So as the planet shifts, you got to shift with it, or you get left behind. And it's literal how you could be in one dimension and somebody else could be in another dimension.
Right next to you.
Right next to you.
Yes.
Right? But you living in two separate dimensions. You're reaping the benefits of greater, energy coming in, and the person sitting next to you can't.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it seems like we all moving in one accord, and we're not. So when they say, I saw that before, or that happened before, or this person is growing and that person is not, that's literally what it means.
Right.
And we are in an interesting time where some of us get it, some of us don't. Some of us died during COVID, not physical deaths, mental and spiritual deaths. And some of us barely made it. You know what I'm saying? And we survived and we grew from it. And some people are still there, traumatized, affected where they can't move forward.
Yeah.
They can't come outside and function no more because that event was so traumatic. And then there are those who go, that shit is over.
Yeah.
And now I'm moving on. And whatever the world has for me, I'm ready to embrace.
You know what? And I talk about this every time we talk about COVID. The way it shrunk or collapsed 3 years on us just was like literal time travel. Like,
yes.
Think about how quick 2020, 2021, 2022 like happened. It just
very quick.
I might just be happening like that because I have a 2-year-old now, but it just feels it all like blends together when I think about it.
Yes.
Like weirdly.
Yes, but I'm gonna always say because of the quickening, it's these things don't have time to fester.
Yeah.
They are events that happen. Whatever energy that came about from that event that happened, it happened. They move on to the next thing, and they keep it moving, and they are now setting up what is next for them. You know what I mean? Whatever's next for them, they already setting it up and got it lined out. So this Trump thing, which is what we started the conversation with, is circled or it's going to be a Trump card. They're playing their Trump card now. So they're playing the Trump card, and we're gonna see what this leads to, because he has an agreement. They can't perp walk him.
Okay.
He ain't gonna have no handcuffs and no mugshots.
Okay.
So he's gonna agree to come in and be indicted, but they're not gonna. You're not gonna see Trump
because
walking out like this.
You can't in a country, right? Because I don't know if you guys have been watching what's happening in France. There's millions of people outside tearing stuff up, burning stuff down, right?
Yes.
And it's white people doing it. It's not black. It's not angry black people doing it. It's white people doing it. And people keep saying like, "I wish America would wake up like this," but you see it's not being covered by mainstream media because, again, you're seeing a people rise up against their government because they want some type of change. Okay, so that would never happen in America. We want that to happen. Like we would need that to happen for something real to happen. But arresting Trump, that would set off too much.
I think you guys should understand
that would kind of set off way too much with the middle country white people.
Yes. And sleeper cells.
Yes, with them.
Think about trigger cells or the people who. What Trump represents, first of all, we got people, listen, Trump's following is bigger than you could imagine.
Oh, look how much money he raised over the weekend.
Stronger than you could possibly imagine. And there's some people sitting there ready to go. And if you do that to their leader, you know, with black leaders, if I say something about somebody you don't like, they'll just get in the chat. How dare you say this about him? He's the greatest ever and all that. I get that. This Trump thing is next level. They're not to be played with.
Right.
They will come for your head. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, how they move about this Trump situation.
Yes. Okay. So just keep an eye out.
Please keep an eye out.
And don't be judging me about my reptilian thing, because a lot of y'all got American flags in y'all by y'all names anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all rooting for the reptilians too on the low.
Yeah. I'm definitely rooting for the reptilians.
No, but do you see how weird like humans are? We just tribal like that. Like we hate everything about everybody, and then as soon as it just kind of like we beefing with China and Russia, and now it's like we beefing with China. Like y'all don't want it. You get what I'm saying? Like you immediately become a patriot somehow.
By default.
Like how did that happen?
Yeah, you have no choice.
Yeah.
I'm America all day, son.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So, we talking about somebody else who has a huge following, a rabid following, Andrew Tate.
Yes.
So he got put on house release. He got released from jail in Romania. Him and his brother, they were released on house arrest. He came out looking all scruffy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But his following, like I said, were happy that he was, And it seems like a smaller version of what Trump was going through, as far as they couldn't get really anything to get him, because they arrested him. They had no real hard evidence. They kept saying, "Nah, another 30 days, another 30 days, another 30 days,"
Trying to break him.
trying to get him, trying to get something to stick, and they really couldn't get anything. So he maintains his innocence as far as like the human trafficking thing goes, but he said he's prepared to fight it in court.
Well, let's take inventory. Kanye West went on a shitstorm
Yes.
just about 6 months ago, a little less than 6 months ago.
Right.
We've heard nothing from him since. Kyrie Irving was in the middle of a whirlwind shitstorm
Right.
against the establishment. His was not even purposely done.
Right.
You don't hear nothing from him.
Right.
Andrew Tate was on a tear. You know what I'm saying? Just revealing all kind of... They put him in jail.
Yeah.
Trump, the biggest, I'm going to clean the swamp. You know what I'm saying? And boom, boom. And one of them senators spoke about a pedophile ring on 60
Marjorie
Minutes.
Greene Taylor.
Marjorie Greene Taylor was on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, she said the Democrats are pedos.
Are pedos.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So she went for that. It's the 66th birthday, 67th?
Happy B-Day.
Oh, happy B-Day. My Lord, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Drop a bomb to that. So all of these people who were rebel rousers
Yes.
or so-called troublemakers are gone. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, the government has stepped in, or because this Kanye thing is just bizarre. He is just all of a sudden a new person.
Who?
Kanye West.
Yes.
So I'm inclined to think that that's the clone. That's not him, actually. Now, I know you're going to have to take a deep breath for that because you don't believe in cloning.
No, I do.
They have them cloning centers that clone them celebrities all the time.
Yes.
I believe he said it himself. If all of a sudden he disappears and comes back and he ain't got nothing to say, he's been cloned. Okay?
Damn.
So he has said nothing. Unless they got him on some medication that makes you totally like, he ain't said nothing.
Yo, but
He ain't got no music out.
But you see
nothing.
how you see how the algorithm can completely shut you out. He was on every interview, every podcast. Michael or Cameron was always in his face. And then when they just decide it's kind of enough of you, like you just mentioned with everybody, Tate, they just kind of can just shut you out, and then it just moves on to the next boogeyman of a person. Because they were blaming the state of angry young men on Andrew Tate.
Really?
Yeah. They were saying the reason why so many young men are aggressive and how they, toxic masculinity. Like he was like the face of that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Throw Kevin Samuels in there.
Not even Kevin Samuels. Like at one point, Andrew Tate was like the most Googled person on the planet.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
For like a day and a half or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Matt, put that in perspective. You're the most Googled person in the world.
Yeah.
Even if it's for a day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that does, or what radars and what algorithms have now caught on to you, and now they are aware of you?
Yeah.
And that's not as you think you want that. You don't. You think you want that kind of look where everyone knows who you are. You really don't. You really don't.
Yeah, it's a fine line. You know when they say like all publicity is good publicity? It's
really
that
fine
line.
Used to be true. I do not believe it's true anymore because of the energy that you bring towards yourself at a more rapid pace due to the social media attention and algorithms and the way they can send viruses at you through social media.
Somebody just mentioned they did the same thing with Tekashi 6. He was everywhere and then he just wasn't.
Yes. All psyop. All
Crazy.
psyop. Yep.